Hello and welcome to Mastering Microsoft Excel video series. This is video number 23. We are going to talk about index and match formula. In the earlier videos, we have talked about VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP formulas, but these two guys can do something the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP cannot do. Example, the VLOOKUP cannot extract the values which are present on the left hand side of the common column. Likewise, the HLOOKUP cannot extract the values which are present above the common row, but the index and match does not have such restrictions. So that is one important breakthrough we have through this formula. The second one, these formulas can also do the work of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP together. What do I mean to say that? Is it can perform a two-way lookup. What I'm trying to tell you is it can perform a two-way lookup. So it can do both the vertical search and horizontal search together to pull out the intersection point value as well. So without much ado, let's get into the Excel screen and let's start exploring the power of index and match. Okay, this is the file we're going to take for this video. We're going to take first two sheets for the first exercise. So the sheet 1 contains the details about all the purchase orders. I have a column called purchase order number, and for this purchase order the details are there available in the same row. So this is the master data which contains the detail about every purchase order. Now let's go to sheet 2. I've simply got the purchase order only. So now I need to pull out the details of these purchase orders from the table available in the sheet 1. Ideally, we should be using VLOOKUP because this is a vertical table. But if you look out, one of the main checklist or the criteria for writing the VLOOKUP, the common column, which is in this case is the PO number, the common column in the master data, so sheet 1 is the master data, should be available on the leftmost column. But if you watch it, the PO number column is not in the leftmost position. So if I still want to write VLOOKUP, ideally I have to cut or move this particular column, PO number column, and keep it as the leftmost column so that I can start writing the formula and I can bring out the results. But let's take a situation here that you have been put into restriction. Your team is saying, hey, do not disturb this table, because if you disturb the table in sheet 1, there are a couple of reports linked based on this report structure. So when you do anything on the structure of the report, if you shift any columns or insert any columns, then that will affect the reports prepared from the same table. So they are telling you that don't disturb this, but you do whatever you wanted for your report. Now, the choice you have here is you can make a copy of this table, put it in a new sheet or in a new file, and you can start writing VLOOKUP by shifting the PO number. But the challenge will come in is if this is going to be a dynamic data, which is people are going to keep updating, then you will always have a doubt whether my copy is updated one or not. So to avoid all those things, if you still want to extract the data without have to worrying about whether it is on the left side of the common column or the right side of the common column, then yes, you can use index and match in those situations. But why am I not calling these guys individually? Why am I saying always together? Because these guys can perform a magic only when they are together, else they don't really make sense if they work independently. But at least if you think about match formula, we can use it on certain areas, but index is something which we really got to think about. Can they be used individually? Yes, I do understand you can use it, not much to a bigger extent I'm talking about. All right, so let's take the situation here. So let's first try to understand how the index formula works, and then we will understand how the match formula works. So once you got the knowledge of both, we just need to get those two guys together to get that process completed. So let's go ahead and write the index formula equal to index. The first input of the index, which says array stands for the table from which you're going to extract the value. So from which table we are going to extract the value? We are going to extract the value from the sheet 1 table. So I need to go there and select the entire table. Okay, so I'm going to click on the first header, control shift down arrow, right arrow. Because I'm working on the same file, I'm taking the master data from the same file. I've already informed you that you need to make sure the $sign should be there for the master data. So I'm going to press F4 after selecting the table to make sure I got the $sign for the master data. So because this is my master data from where I'm going to extract the information. Now once I've selected it, so let me go to the formula bar right now on the top. Now the second input it is asking me is row number. Row number. So what do I mean by row number here, or what exactly the formula is requesting you is you selected a table, you tell me which row you want me to go to extract your required value. That's what it is asking. You tell me which row in this table I have to go. So let's press the escape, and so we need to go to the row where this PO number is present, correct? So what I'm going to do is just copy this. What I'm demonstrating right now is not the ideal way to do the job. So, but watch it when I hit enter. So it is here 3915. So 3015th row we have it here. Okay. So let's go and write the formula again. So equal to index open bracket, array stands for the entire master data. So we're going to select the entire master data and make sure we make it constant, comma, the row number of that particular purchase order. What we are trying to search is we found out by pressing the control F, which was there in 3915th row. So let's go ahead and type 3915. So I want the index to go to the 3915th row of the selected table, comma. Now it's asking column number. So ideally I want the billing date of the PO number. So the billing date is available in which column? So ideally I need the billing date of the PO number. So I need to find out in which column the billing date is present, just like you feed the column number in the VLOOKUP. So where is our billing date is present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is there in the 6th column. So I'm going to type the number 6. So what I'm telling the index is, hey, I've selected a table. Just go to the table. In that table, I want you to go to 3915th row. In that 3915th row, take the data of the 6th column, because that's the one which contains the billing date what I'm looking for. So when I close the bracket and hit enter, and that's the billing date we have. So let's cross check whether we have that same answer, 2nd of June. So let's go and press control F for France, and then paste that PO number, find it, here we got it, and the billing date is 2nd June 2020. So we got the answer right. Index is a formula which will help you to extract a value from a table based on the row number and the column number position of the value. So whichever value I want to extract, I have to say it is present in this row, in this column. So if you honestly look at this formula, if you see it as an independent formula, so literally for all these PO numbers, I have to find out by pressing the control F where that PO number, in which row it is, and in which column I have the billing date, in which column I have the delivery date, in which column I have the unit supplied. So this is going to be a lot of work if I'm going to use this formula individually. Secondly, if I know where the value is present, I can simply copy and paste it from the master data. There's no need to do this through the formula at all by counting and finding it. So I don't want to do the job of searching where the PO number is present, in which row, in which column I have the billing date. Both I don't want to do it. So I want a formula which can find these two positions for me. So I want a formula which will find the position of the PO number. I want a formula which will find the position of the billing date. Whenever you want to find the position of a value, you need to use the formula match. So match is a formula which will help you to find the positions. So let's go ahead and find it out how to use the match formula. So you understood what index basically does. Now let's see what match does basically. So let's start equal to match, open bracket. Okay. So I'm going to write it just right below this so that we can cross check, are we getting the 3915 first. So what I want match to search, the first input is lookup value, means it is asking which value you want me to search in the master data, just like your VLOOKUP. So the value to search in the master data's common column is this PO number. So take this PO number, comma, search in the master data common column, which is PO number column. So I want to select the PO number column. So I clicked on the header of the PO number column, Control Shift down. I am not selecting the entire table. I am selecting only the column which contains a PO number, and I made it constant. So match formula will always do the searching in a single dimensional array only, meaning the searching area should be either one column or one row. It cannot be a multi-dimensional array. Okay, so I have selected the PO number column in the master data. That's where I want that PO number, what I've taken it from the formula sheet, to be searched, comma, and it's asking what type of match you want me to look when I'm searching the PO number. Would you like to go ahead and search for the exact match, or greater than match, or lesser match? I want exact match, so I'm going to type 0, close the braces, and that completes the match formula. So when I hit enter, the answer should come in as a number, but because this column is formatted as a date, it is showing as a date. So I want to change that to general format. Now you can see the number 3915, what we found out by using the Control F, was achieved, or we got that number using the match formula. So what ideally match will do, you give me a value which you want me to search, you give me a place where I have to search, and tell me what type of match you need. So what to search, where to search, exact match is what the input for match formula. So what I'm going to do is take this match formula and put it in the index formula in the place of 3915. So we are done with one match right now. We're still getting the same answer. That means our formula is perfect. Now we need to get the second number in the formula, which is 6, which we counted on the header and found out where the billing date was present. So we're going to use the match formula to count that header position right now. So let's write match, open bracket. So which header position we need? We need the billing date, because this column where we're going to write the index and match should be searching for the billing date header. So I want this header position, comma, where I want to search this header position, I go to the master and I select in the list of headers. So I select the first header, Control Shift right arrow. So this selects only the header, and I make it constant or fixed reference by using the F4 key, comma, 0 for the exact match. So I close the braces, hit the enter. The number 6, which we manually counted and we typed, now you got it through the match formula. So what I'm going to do is copy this match formula from here, and I'm going to go to the index formula, and in the place of 6 we're going to type, or we're going to paste that match formula. So this is the final formula which will help us to go and search the PO number and extract the billing date of the PO number. So let me help you out here. So the index takes 3 inputs. Okay, index takes 3 input. What's the first input? Your entire table. Let me take you to the notepad where I have the notes for you. So index takes 3 inputs. Let me help you out by quickly doing some changes over here. Okay, all right. So what's the index does basically? First input, you have to select the entire table. Okay, let me put out select the entire table from which you want to extract the value. So we want to extract the billing date. So we went to the sheet 1, which was our master data. So we selected the entire table. Row position of the value to be extracted. So we need the billing date of that PO number. So we need to search where the PO number is present and give that row number as an input. The column position, we need the billing date. So in the table, in which column we have the billing date, first column, a second column, a third column, that we found out by counting the headers where the billing date is present. So we said it's a sixth column. Yeah. So the row position and the column position both will be fed by the match formula. Okay. So ideally row position is nothing but the position of the common value, which is the PO number, in the common column, which is the PO number column of the master data. And the column position is nothing but the position of the header. Okay. Position of the header from where we are going to extract the required value. So the nothing but billing date. So that's what I've given you here. So the first match, how do we write it? So the first match, we select the PO number to search, and we go and select the common column, the PO number column, the master data, and we give 0. So that gives the position of the PO number. Ideally that becomes a row number. And the second match will search where the billing date header is present. So we select the header of the formula writing column, which is the billing date. And we selected only the header row, not the entire table. As I've already told you, match formula searches only the single array, single dimensional array. It doesn't do a multi-dimensional array search. So comma 0, that completes the formula. So that's the entire flow of the formula. So we're going to go back and write this formula together in the perfect way. You understood these two formulas individually. Now we're going to put them together to make it to work. So let's go and do it. Equal to index, the first input of the formula, selecting the entire table from where you're going to extract the value, which is in this case is sheet 1. So let's go to sheet 1, select my entire table and make sure I make it constant, comma. Then the second input is the row position, for which I have to search the common values position, which is PO number. So I want to write match. Okay, so I want to find out which PO number, the PO number which is in the sheet 2. I want to find which PO number, the PO number which is there in sheet 2. So I select this PO number I want to search. Okay, don't worry about the sheet 2 exclamation mark. As you guys are moving between the sheets, obviously the sheet names will be picked up, so nothing to worry about it. Comma, it's asking, where do you want me to search this PO number? I want you to search in the PO number column of the master data. So I click on the PO number header of the master data, Control Shift down arrow, make it constant by pressing the F4, comma. Now it's asking, would you like to search for the exact match of the PO number? Yes. So I want to put 0 there to take care of that. So that's the first match, which will go and search the PO number so that we get the row number of the table where we have to go and extract, comma. The next last input of the index formula is the column position. The column position is given by, or the column position is given based on the header. So let's go ahead and search the header. So match formula, the second match is to find the column number. So let's go to sheet 2. This match will search which one in sheet 2, the header from which I want to extract the value. So the header for which I need the value. So billing date information only we need for this PO number. So this is the header I want to search. So header of the formula writing column, comma, where I have to search this header in the list of headers in the master data. So I select the first header, Control Shift right, and it's going to search only in that header and make it constant by pressing the F4, comma. To get the exact match of the header, I type 0, close the braces, hit the enter, and one more bracket we have to close because that's for the index. So I want to say, why don't you help me out for that? It has done it. One match is doing vertical lookup, which searches the PO number vertically and gives you the row number, and one match is doing the HLOOKUP, horizontal search, which searches the header and gives you the column number. So once the row position and the column position is given, it goes to that particular row, particular column of the selected array of index and extracts the value which is present in that. Now, in case if I want to copy and paste this formula across, I have to do a couple of quick changes here. B2, I need to make sure the B is constant here because all my pivot numbers are kept in B column. So just make sure that B is constant. And in the C1, we need to make sure 1 is constant because all the headers are kept in the first row. That's it. We are ready. Hit enter. You got the billing date. Now all you got to do, just copy, select the rest of the 3 column, paste special, formulas, click OK. We are done. All right. So that is the power of index and match formula. These guys can help you to extract the values which are present on the left, right, whatever side of the common column, you can still extract it. That is what the index and match work does. Let me show you something interesting here. So even if I cut this column and shift it somewhere, still my formula will work without any problem. But that is not the case where in VLOOKUP, when you hard code the numbers, when you shift the columns or delete the columns, your formula results will go for a toss. But that's not the case in index and match. So I've shown you how index and match can do the reverse lookups, okay, which your VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP cannot do, but these guys can do it just like a cakewalk. The only thing which you guys have to understand is the logical sequence behind it. Yeah. All right. So let's see whether these guys can do a two-way lookup. Okay. So already in the last example, you understood it will do a VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So V is done for the row number and H is done for the column number. So I'm going to do the same way here just to show you the initial reason to invent these formulas, which is a two-way lookup. See here, I have to get the incentive amount for this territory for this particular product category. So if you see the incentive table, the incentive is not same across all territory, across all product category. So if I want to get the incentive for the product category 1 in territory 2, so the first thing for me here is where is product category 1, and once I found it, then I have to know where is territory 2, so which I have to do a horizontal search. Once I found it, the intersection point value, that 153, is what I have to extract as an answer. So that is where the index and match formula going to come in as a help. Because you already learned about the index and match formula basics, I'm not going to get into it again. So let's go ahead and write index and match right now. Equal to index, open braces. First we have to select the entire table because that's the first input for the index, isn't it? Select the entire table from where you're going to extract the value. So I've selected the entire table and I make it constant because I want to copy this formula down. So I don't want any changes to happen because of the cell references. Comma, the first match is to do the row position search. So I want to search which product category, this product category I want to search, and I want to make sure the B is constant in this selection. Comma, where I want to search this product category in the sheet 4 in the product category column. So I select the product category column, make it constant, comma, 0 for the exact match of the product category, close. So this is going to do the vertical search and find us with where is that product category what we are searching for. So ideally we're going to get the row position, comma. Now we need to write the second match which will search where the territory is present. So we'll get the column number. So let's go ahead and write match, open braces. It's going to ask you which territory would you like to search for. Which territory? The territory what I have it in the C2. So now I cannot select because of I'm not able to click on the C2, but what I can do is I can click on B2. Still it's not okay. So I can press the right arrow, get aspect of the C2. Even in C2 I want to make sure the C is constant because the values are present in the same column, comma. It's asking where you want to search this territory, which is in the C column. Where you want to search it? I want to search in the sheet 4 in the first row because that's where my territories are kept. After selecting the first row of the table, I'm going to make it constant by pressing the F4, comma, 0 for finding the exact match of the territory. Close the braces, which completes the match formula, and close one more bracket, which completes the index formula. So when you hit enter, you should have that number. So product category 1, territory 2, the incentive is 153. Let's cross check. Yes. So let's go ahead and double click and see, are we getting the right one? Product category 2, territory 2 is 118. So product category 2, territory 2, 118. Product category 2, territory 4 is 160. Product category 2, territory 4, 160. So the match has searched the product category, found the row, and match has searched the territory and found the column, and it picked up the intersection point value, which is called two-way lookup. And that's how the index and match helps you to perform something really brilliant with your VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP functionalities together. Alright, so that brings us to the end of the video. So in this video, I've shown you the two interesting and more powerful concept which can be achieved through the index and match formula. The first one is doing a reverse lookup when your common column is not in the leftmost side. How do you extract the values without disturbing the structure of the table? And the second one, what I've shown you, is how do you do a two-way lookup to pull up the intersection point value using the index and match. So the file will be available for you to download to try out on your side. If you face any issues, do mention your queries in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you out over there. So we will meet again with another interesting input in another video. Until then, take care of yourself. Signing off, Hariharan.